Hello and welcome. I am so glad you're here. I'm Beth, a creator-based coach with CMH Coaching for Life. I'm here today to help you and those you love create a life you feel grounded and at home in. Think of a life where you feel peace, love for those around you, and in a flow with just enough challenge to keep you happy and creating something wonderful. Sounds like magic, but it's not. You can create that life every single day. You can have a life full of love, excitement, hope, and creation. Our mission at CMH Coaching is to flood the earth with light through compassion, mindfulness, and hope. And I'm going to ask a favor of you. If you like what you see and hear today, think of someone you know that would enjoy and benefit from this message. Our mission is to flood the world with compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Share this with them. But for now, this is time just for you. So settle into whatever you're doing and enjoy this time with the girls, where we create that one awesome, amazing, perfect life every one of us is seeking.
You gotta watch your thinking. Watch your thinking. Watch your thinking.
Welcome to A Creator-Based Life, the podcast for CMH Coaching for Life, the home of compassion, mindfulness, and hope. We are really, really glad you're here. We've been having a lot of fun in a conversation, and we are excited to share with you more information more stuff that helps us in the summertime. Because y'all know it's past 90 here in Dallas. We're going to hit 95 again. It's warm. The kids are all out of school. We're a little bit out of our normal routine, and it's easy to let mom slide or let any woman slide and your self-care slide. So we're here to capitalize on that and make the most of your summer. So you're still growing and you're still creating the life that you want to experience. I'm here with Jacine Bonnet. Jacine, you want to say hi?
Hi, guys.
Tell us about you.
So I work currently as a business coach, and I coach doctors and teams and do a lot of team building and accountability, and love it. I love working with people, and I especially love working with women and helping them really see who they are, and who they are becoming with everyday choices and everyday things that they do, because it all matters.
It does. It all matters. Jacine is her favorite thing is teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And as a coach, she does a lot of teaching. And today was her first lesson, her maiden voyage into the creator-based coach training. She's our new creator-based coach trainer, and we're really excited to have her there. So it was a great session, and I'm loving that Jacine's doing that. And we're here with Jennifer DeRoos. And I just have to say, Jen is not that you're not, Jacine, but Jen is one of my very favorite people on the earth. She is a brilliant coach. She is an intuitive hypnotherapist and a great trainer, just in general. You want to tell us just a little bit about yourself, Jen?
Oh, okay. I
That's
love
great.
what I do. I love what I do. I love helping people get curious about their discomfort in their life and helping them change that discomfort into a comfortable space to be in. And so I love coaching, and I love hypnotherapy and helping people change.
Yeah. Helping them find peace, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And empowerment is great. So you guys, it's summer. How does summer change at your house as opposed to winter months or mid-school year? Do you guys have differences in your schedule in the summertime as opposed to the general school year?
I don't.
It's the same for you?
I used to, like when my kids were home.
Mhm.
It was different. But now that it's just Mark and I, it's my work schedule is my work schedule, and
Do you do more outdoors? I mean, do you have to do more for the horses and for your property and stuff, or?
Yeah, I mean, we have to get the hay in, and we have to pull weeds.
A lot of weeding, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
But that's
yeah.
what podcasts are for.
Right.
Does it vary for you, Jen?
Not so much in schedule,
Mhm.
but in I don't want to say happiness, but yes,
It does vary in happiness
I
level for
love
me.
light. I love the summer. I love the green trees. I love being out in the yard, my garden, everything. So it's like my happy time.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it is for me too. I wake up with the sun, and when the sun doesn't rise until 8:30, when my alarm goes off at 5:30, I am not ready to get out of bed.
Mhm.
But this week is summer solstice, longest day of the year on the 20th. And I woke up this morning at 5:45 and it was light. And I was like a little kid at Christmas. Oh, it's light. I get to get up and just got started. But when it's wintertime, I'm the same way. I mean, I don't wake up until later and it's 5:30, it's dark. I'm ready to go back to bed. Yeah, kind of that hibernation thing.
Mhm.
But for me in the summertime, all my grandkids are out of school and there's family vacations and there's lots of visitors. The retreat is busy. The Airbnb is much busier. The garden is busier. And so I found like for the writing and the coach training and stuff that I do, I spend much more time on that in the winter and much
Mm.
more time with people in the summer. And since I'm an introvert, I rejuvenate alone. And I
Mhm.
really struggle to get my alone time in the summer. So I need to make that an extra focus for myself. This week in the Monday morning inspiration, we sent out I sent out my summer top 5. So it'll be fun to talk about my summer top 5 and kind of talk about your summer top 5, which you guys really like. And if y'all who are listening have others top 5s, please send it in to us, creatorbasedcoaching.com. Really easy. You can send it to Beth at creatorbasedcoaching.com. You can send it to Jacine at creatorbasedcoaching.com. It doesn't matter. Just send it to us and let us know what's your top 5.
Mm.
To begin with, the first one on our top 5 for Monday morning inspiration was morning sunlight. Okay, Jen, speak to us about the value of morning sunlight.
Well, all I know is that your brain, the light that comes in through your eyes and helps your brain wake up. And
Yeah,
I haven't really studied much about that, but they just saying that you need this certain wavelength of light to actually, get certain processes happening in your body and in your brain. And if you get that early in the morning, your day is better. I guess you set your rhythm better. I guess your brain chemicals work better. I have no idea. I mean,
oh, no, you do. That's exactly right. I've researched it just a little bit and started to implement it over the last couple of years for myself because of that problem of not waking up in the winter. Got to figure out how I was going to get up. And so last winter, I have 2 incredibly bright lights in my office. And I followed the things that I had learned in resetting my circadian rhythm because what I wanted to do was sleep until 8:30. But I really wanted to get up and do my studies and do my writing and do the things at the same time. And so there was that struggle. What I learned in my study was if I hit my eyes, like you said, with bright light for the first 10 minutes, ideally a half an hour or so of waking up, that it did reset my circadian rhythm to where I was more productive and I was more alive. It wasn't fun. I mean, walking into the cold room and turning all the lights on, I was like, I'd rather be under the covers, But what I learned was it would indeed reset my circadian rhythm. And when it did that, then I slept more soundly and I didn't wake as often in the night. I've come to know now, like you said, about the sunshine, that there's something in the sun, the actual sunlight, which is why people who get seasonal affective disorder have the sunlights, right, that they can put up in front of them.
yeah, I have one right now.
Yeah, that affect your brain.
This is
You
one
have
right-
one? Oh, there it is.
Yep.
I love it. Yeah. But with
Yay.
more sunshine, we don't need as much caffeine, or we don't think we need as much caffeine. I don't think caffeine is ever a nutritional requirement, right? But we don't need that, and we are more energized with more light. So morning sunlight is my very first, my hands down summer. Yes, that's my number 1. Yeah. Number 2, very, very close to number 1 for me is time for worship.
Mm.
The whole reason I get up early is so that I can spend time with my creator. What about you guys? What's your morning pattern like in the summertime?
Well,
JC,
Go,
ideally,
go,
you're going to the
go,
gym.
go, go. That's me.
hit the ground running. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
ideally, I want it to be where I do have that quiet in the morning, but I usually am out doing things and I come back and have the quiet. So
I like to do
Mhm.
that too. If I'm up, because it gets so hot here in the midsummer, I'll get up and go out and do the garden just as the sun is rising. And then once the sun is up, it's time to come in the house and
I
then
also,
do.
I also found with myself is if I don't move in the right when I get up, I will stay sedentary, and I'll read and I just well I have to get up and move. I have to clean something. I have to walk. I have to do something to
Yeah.
wake up even more and say, okay, this is a day of doing, or
And it's like telling your body it's time, let's move. Yeah, I get on my vibration plate first thing, and I've been doing Tai Chi on the vibration plate. So the combination of those two is really helping me with my mornings. JC, and you
There's
get up and go to the gym, don't you?
I do, but before I even do that, there are some really good exercises for you to do just to wake up your body. And the first one is just to reach tall, right? Do your
Yep.
IYTLs in, I, all the way.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah, I, Y, yeah, your, right? And the
In your
T is just, and feel it in your shoulders, pull it back in your shoulders so you feel
oh,
T,
yeah.
and then flip your hands over. So that was up, and then flip them over and feel the difference, right? T,
T
and then L, do an L and pull those shoulder blades back together, right? L.
oh,
Your time, Lord. But
in
yeah,
your time, Lord, IYTL.
yeah, and that actually opens up your brain. It brings oxygen into your brain and it brings your blood flow and circulation to the surface. And so you're more able to think clearly right from the very beginning. And then the second thing I do is I just do my hands straight out and then raise my knees to my hands. And I do 10 of
Ah,
those on each side.
wake your spine up.
It wakes your spine up, your hips and your spine. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, and this takes literally maybe 2 or 3 minutes, guys, to do all of these. And then the next is I bend my legs slightly and I touch the floor. And then I stand all the way up and all the way up because, again, we're starting at our feet and we're moving through our knees and we're moving through our hips and through our spine and our shoulders all the way up. And that those three exercises really, really, really enable you to get up and move
Yeah,
and
moving.
have your body move without being so stiff. Yeah.
Yeah. Jen, you were saying about lymph. One of the great lymph wake ups to wake up your energy in your body is to pat.
oh yeah.
Start patting your head and you pat your cheeks and down all of your limbs, underneath and down your sides. And that patting your legs and patting that really, I mean, sometimes I get a little angry because I don't want to hit myself, but that patting really does wake me up in the morning. Same way. That's something that we do on the vibration plate. Yeah. The patting to get everything started.
Mhm.
Yeah. Then you're awake. I mean, you do this
Yeah.
for minutes, you're awake. You're awake. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I forgot about IYTL though. Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I will add that. Yeah, it is really good. I love
A
the
little a
go ahead.
little I don't know, just a little nuance with the IYTL. What I
Uh-huh.
do, try and do it against a wall and keep your back against the wall.
Yes. Yeah.
It just changes your posture.
It does.
Yeah, that'd be really good. I
Mhm.
love that. Well, and then when you've got yourself going, it's really time to connect with your creator, right? However that looks like for you. For me, that's a little while writing and a lot of while reading, chasing footnotes in my scriptures or some good music, but I need to be time connected to my creator every single day. I think about it as food. If I get up and I don't eat breakfast by lunchtime, I am a cranky mess. Same thing. If I get up and I don't get into my scriptures and I feed my spirit by lunchtime, I am a cranky mess. I need to feed my spirit just like I feed my body, maybe better than I feed my body. Yeah. Your worship practice, your connection practice, when does it come for you, Jacine?
It usually comes after I work out at the gym and then before I get in the shower and before I start my day with my work day. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so you're
my check-ins too are just in because it's not as long as I want. I would love to spend an hour, but I don't have that. And so I take some time at lunchtime to remove myself from my desk and my screen and just go out and sit and I love to do that in the summer because I get let go sit in my front porch and watch the birds come and bathe in the pond and that's also a great time to check in with my creator and I yeah so mine is more broken. I'd love to have that chunk but mine's more broken. I take that time in the morning, time at right about noon, and then time in the evenings. Yeah.
I like the idea of having it be broken, though. At one point in my study, I learned that we have built-in times during the day to touch base with our creator if we are having prayer over our food, right?
Yep.
Taking 2 or 3 breaths before your food and actually having a meaningful, grateful prayer, instead of I'm thinking about my next meeting and I need to quick say this so that I can eat this food. I'm really guilty of that. But having those 3 breaths to center on your food, those are beautiful times for check-in.
Mhm.
And you said too, you've been going outside,
Yes.
which
Yep.
is really helpful.
It is.
Yeah. So time for worship doesn't just have to happen in the morning. It can happen in all those little times through the day.
Mhm.
All right. Next one. Number 3, compassionate conversation. So this is what I wrote, and then we'll just go from there about how you guys have compassionate conversations. In the out of routine moments, take a deep breath and center yourself. Look around. I've seen Jacine do this. Is there someone to whom you should offer compassionate conversation? If no one is present, maybe a text, maybe a Marco Polo, maybe a meme. Jen does this for us beautifully when she'll
Yeah.
send us little videos and reels that are so meaningful. And you're like, yes, that is exactly what I needed. But
Mhm.
looking for compassionate connection, even more than compassionate conversation, right? How does
Mhm.
that play out for you guys? I'm not so good at the compassionate connection part. You don't often get something from me unless I want something. Sorry, I'm working on it.
Uh, I think just being present and having that present state of mind and present in the sense of, when I do speak with my creator in the morning, I just tell God that, if there's someone he needs me to reach out to today to bring them to my mind. And it's been hit or miss in the past, but I've seen and heard of times when I have missed that have been crucial. And
Wow.
so I'm way better about when those people come to my mind, just reaching out. And it it's not an accident or by chance that somebody's name pops into your head. And if we just take that minute, and in that instance, I have this voice that says, "Oh, you should reach out to your friend, Andrea. Send her a quick text and see how she's doing." In that very next instant, I have, "Oh, she's probably too busy,"
Oh,
or,
yes.
"Oh, yeah, this is dumb. I haven't like texted her forever." And yeah, I feel awkward or whatever, but it's that downplay that comes right after that I have to consciously say, no, I choose to do something kind and I'm going to reach out to this person.
Yes. Choosing that kindness and that compassion. And when you get the resistance, it's really important then to do it. It's almost like it makes it more pronounced. Oh no, I'm doing this.
Oh, wait, that didn't come from God. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jen, you're good at keeping contact with people. How's that work for you?
You say I'm good, and then I'm just thinking in my head about like how many texts have I not responded to? And I'm just like going, or like the ones I need to call, to touch base with. I I think I also have I struggle with the same thing that Jason was saying is like as soon as I get that in my brain, I just need to act on it because
Mm.
I will second guess myself, or sometimes I'll just get distracted and be doing something else, and the next thing I know, I'm like I get another text from them. I'm like I didn't respond to the first one, so just it's not thinking about it and just slipping right into doing. But I also think kind of like on a different, when you say compassionate communication or even compassionate connection, I think a lot about like what is the conversation that you have with yourself? Is it
Ooh,
compassionate?
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it, it's almost like it kind of needs to start in here first, and then it's easier then to be compassionately connected and have those compassionate conversations with others. But how do you talk to yourself? What
I
do you say
love
to
that.
yourself? Yeah.
When you think about it, when you're feeling anxious and you go all day long feeling anxious, it wears you out. It's like a big, like a hole in a pool, a swimming pool. The water just drains out all day long with the anxiousness. And the negative self-talk does the same thing. It just really like a leaky pool or a leaky battery, it just drains it right out of you. So having compassionate conversation within will be energizing as well, don't you think?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. Compassionate conversation with yourself, which leads us to mindful moments. That's our fourth favorite self. And I feel like you guys have already talked a lot about mindful moments, taking time outside, taking time to pause before a meal, taking time to send a text. One of my favorite mindfulness practices is to find my feet during the day. I sometimes I just get so disembodied. I'm all up in my head, and I swear my head is like 2 feet ahead of me, and I'm just leaned forward and I'm just going, you know? And so finding my feet really helps me to have a mindful moment. Something about that connection with the earth, especially if I can find my feet outside and ground to the earth, it's very energizing. That makes a difference. Yesterday, Father's Day, we had a bunch of folks and had some not so great energy in the house. And we had all just come in, and it was that transition time when we'd all just gotten into the house and everybody was hungry and everybody was trying to do their own thing. And it was just not good energy. So when I got a moment, I stopped, put on my hot water to do whatever I was doing. I can't remember, but I remember I stopped at the end of the kitchen and I did 2 or 3 Tai Chi movements that are my favorites. And the first one, and I think it's cool, Jacine, because it's the one that you love with your hands over your head. There is a movement where it's over your head and then down to the floor and making that connection with the floor and then scooping the energy back up again and going up. And I had so much anxiousness. I don't know what it was, but it was almost contention in my head and in my body that going through that movement just twice. I mean, I was ready to do it the third time and I thought, oh, I feel better. Just that mindful movement of the body and the breath. And then I went through 2 or 3 other moves that I really enjoy, but it just took care of it. It was, I don't use Xanax, but it would be my guess that it was a lot like taking a Xanax because it was just gone and I was chill and I'd come back to myself. So that moment made a big difference. I did start by finding my feet too. What do you guys do for your mindful moments for yourself, for your self-care when you are just plain out of whack?
I find that, and I'm glad that I just kind of do this out of habit now.
Mm,
I take a deep breath in and then just slowly go, like I do that slow breathe out. I
yeah.
when
Like through the straw.
yeah, I
Yeah.
just find that I do that now and just subconsciously. And so I'm like, oh, I must have been out of whack or I must have been bothered about something or, when I find myself doing that. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that my subconscious has got that on board and doing that. But
Yeah.
I breathe first and then I can apply all the other stuff like, oh, I am here where am I? I am here. What time is it? It is now, and those type of things. So
Yep. I'm here. I'm safe. I'm calm. I choose to be
it's
here.
here.
Those are my favorites too. They
Sometimes
do.
I have to grit out that I choose to be here. I choose
But
to be here.
studies have shown literally that people who take the breath live the longest. People who get get bad news, or people who get angry, or people who get scared, when that is your habit to take a breath first, those people live the longest. They have the healthiest bodies. So that's a really good habit. Yeah.
That's interesting. I was just thinking about that because I find when I get bad news or something, I must, I was like, no, I hold my breath because I know I do. I like take a
That's our
breath
typical. Yeah, that's typical.
and I hold it, but then it has to come out again, right? So it is a deep breath. Yeah, but I think also in that, when I have that oxygen in, I'm like, okay, I can think now, right?
Yeah.
I think I can process this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or this is a lot. I think one of my favorite things to do, since we're talking about summer, is I love and I always have. I was thinking about when I was 8 years old, this was just one of my favorite things to do is just go lay out on the lawn and look up at the clouds. And I'm very visual and I can see like different shapes in the
Oh,
clouds.
yeah.
Like it's just watching the clouds go by. I love that. And in and with that, part of that is the breeze in the leaves of the trees. To me, it's just like that, just rocking, like that gentle rocking, like I'm in my mama's arms and I just feel that gentle rocking. And that brings me so much peace and joy when I can just take those moments and do that. And I don't always lay in the grass anymore. It gets a little itchy now. But just sitting on the back deck and watching the clouds go by, just
Yeah.
and seeing the shapes and watching how they morph into something different and it just, that is a respite, like because my brain's not thinking about work anymore. My brain's not processing all my to-do list. My brain's not processing anxious anxiety. It's in peace. It's in rest when I can do those things.
It's perfect. Perfect summer self-care. Yeah, that is beautiful. The last of the steps that we have from Monday Morning Inspiration is hoping for a fresh start.
Mhm.
We all just finished school years. I know you guys teach high school scripture class, like a seminary class in the morning, and you run a really busy school year. And so to be able to finish the school year, that indicates rest time, right? We don't have to get up at 4 o'clock anymore. Or I don't know what time you get up, Jen, but I know JC, it's 4:15, isn't it? To
Yeah,
get
for
up and get started when you're teaching seminary. And so we really relish in that extra time. And as we've been there for a while, we may not be there yet because it's only June, but usually by mid-July, my mind is shifting to the fresh start of September 1st. It's shifting towards Labor Day. And that brings a real sense of hope for me. For me, I think it's my mind it takes 6 or 8 weeks to unwind from the routine, and it's the stepping out of the routine. How does that work for you as you begin to unwind? You've been out of seminary, JC, this is your second week, right? Jen's been out for about a month. Yeah. What changes do you see? Are you to a place where you can see any hope yet, or are you still like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna sleep?
It's interesting. I noticed that come Sunday evening, I would just start to get this like, because I just
Get ready.
I gotta get ready, and everything. And I for the first few Sundays after, I still felt that, even though I didn't have to prepare or go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I really had to tell myself, it's okay. You don't need to be on. You don't need to be, you
Yeah.
know. I don't know if that's a little bit of anxious energy or whatever, but so that's not there anymore. That's the only thing I've noticed. I have not shifted to the like let's get ready yet. I'm still
It's
like
too
going,
early.
no, I'm still on vacation.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I know it took me to day 3 in vacation, but when I got to day 3 on vacation last week, I think that was last week, maybe it was the week before. See, I'm just back to work now. I recognized being quiet. I recognized being slow. I recognized the speed of my food or my walking or anything had slowed down. And by the time I was ready to come home, the hope was there. It was one of the beautiful things about vacation. How's it work for you, JC?
Mm,
You just go the whole year?
I just go. Yeah. I fill it with, oh, now I can exercise in the morning instead of going after work, which is better. So yeah, but mornings for me, I'm different. I mornings for me are my best time, and I wake up wide awake and I can jump right out of bed. And I usually wake up 2 or 3 minutes before my alarm, and they're my best time. So I do find that because it's lighter longer, I have more energy in the evenings than I did before. And so um, I think part of my unwind is maybe taking a walk in the evenings when it's cooler and just, yeah, just
Cloud watching.
enjoying my evenings instead of, like Jen was saying, oh, I've got to prep my lesson. I've got to get everything in the car. So as I go, now it's just, oh, throw my exercise clothes on the floor and put them on when I wake up, get up. Yeah. So it is,
Just a little more leisurely.
yeah, and it's just nice to, I think our brains need that change.
Mhm.
They need that ability to like flip and be like, oh, we're doing something different now. And that automatically puts me in a state of rest as well. Versus anxiousness. I think in the summer I have more of that state of rest. Yeah.
Yes, it feels so good. So,
Mhm.
y'all let us know what puts you in a state of rest. What is your leisure and your luxury time in the summer? Um, Maybe it's going to the pool. Maybe it's having all your kids at friends' houses. I don't know, but just let us know. One of the luxuries that we do enjoy in life is Jacine's book club, though. What are
Mm.
we doing for book club?
So we're doing a follow-up book because we all finished the oh, what was it? Let's have to go back.
Oh gosh, yes, I don't
I,
remember.
I have a little
Lisa.
bit. Yeah. So we had is a Lisa Wingate book, and it was called The Story Keeper. So we finished that. And then there's a follow-up book called The Sea Keeper's Daughter that we just started. And it's talking about both of them are tying in the Melungeon people from the Appalachian. So, and it's a true thing, guys. And Lisa Wingate does historical fiction. And so so far, it's been a really good story and it's helping us. There were unanswered questions to the story keeper. And I was like, I need to know more. She had to have written more. And so this is a totally separate story, but it's supposed to tie in and give us more information from the story keeper. So I'm
Yeah,
excited.
with it being a spin-off. That's cool. Another tangent from the story
Yeah.
keeper.
Yeah, and it just makes you think about, things don't happen by accident, that there is divine orchestration in the little things that might seem like it was a coincidence, or why
But
did
they
I
aren't coincidences.
right, why did I meet that person? Why did they pop into my life at that very moment? And it
Yes.
really, for me, that's what I'm getting from both of these books is that there's purpose. There's purpose in the people that we meet. There's purpose in maybe something that we read or, yeah. So I'm liking it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I know it's early in the season too, but mark your calendars for August 17th. It's a big day.
It's
You
a big
guys
day.
know that we're having our year of Jubilee Creator-based coaching is 7 years old this year. We were trademarked and actually became a business in 2019, and that will be our official birthday will be in April of 2026. But this is our Jubilee year. We're in our 7th year now. And part of what we're doing for that Jubilee year is spreading joy, because Jubilee is joy. We're just joyous and celebration. And in that way, Jacine has volunteered to do quarterly joy meetings for us. And we had our first one, and it was a smashing success. It was so great. You want to talk a little bit about what a joy meeting is, Jacine?
Joy meeting, our last one was just an introduction to look for the small and simple things in our life that actually bring joy. And bring joy can be fleeting. It can, but we have to pay attention and finding that joy in our life in the small and simple things. And so we're going to expand on that in August and build upon the small and simple things that bring joy and move on to even deeper and wider discussion of joy. Yeah.
Oh, that wide expansiveness, that'll be good.
Yeah. And then Jen led us in just an incredible visualization that went along with that. And both of those together, and we're going to do the same thing next time, is just come prepared, because once we learn about it and we have that incredible discussion and share, then we can solidify it with this visualization and really, really own it. So yeah, it's beautiful.
I love doing the imagery and the visualization like that. I love being in it, but I love even more the way it affects my life over the next week or two. Subtly, life is just happier or simpler or purer. It's just better. And these little things come up and you're like, oh, that bothered me before, but it doesn't bother me now, because when I was doing the imagery and that visualization, my mind changed and my heart changed. Jen, can you just explain just a little bit about why the visualization makes such a big difference for us?
Well, it's because you're working with your subconscious. So your subconscious is where all of your your autonomic nervous system, all your autonomic processes, that's where they are, and that's where they come from or are processed through. But your subconscious has all of your beliefs, your values, your memories, your experiences, all the truths that you gather from your life. And so some of those are absolutely correct, and some of them may just need to be tweaked a little bit, reframed. And they maybe don't serve you as well as they can. And so when you go into a brainwave change state, which is a visualization, and hypnotherapy does it, but also our visualization does it, you can access that part of your mind where the subconscious is. And through, it's almost like you have this partnership with the greatest good that you can do for yourself, and those things change for you. Like, that this is a time and a space to upgrade, to change, to reprogram. And so the information you give yourself in that suggestive state helps to change. So now that you are looking for the joy, because that's what we focused on, putting on those glasses so we could see the simple joys in our life. So now your mind is now looking for it. Your brain has been changed to do it, and you change your neural pathways in your brain. So your beliefs are, your belief system is reframed to a degree. And then as you notice it in your conscious state, those are just reinforced.
Yeah, that makes sense why we just feel better. For doing it. And it's such a simple and such a pleasurable thing to do, the visualization, the imagery, the hypnosis. It's amazing. Really, really great. Thank you. So I'll say it again, August 17th. Mark your calendar now. It's at 9 a.m. Central Time. And you know your calendar is going to fill up. That's when football practice starts again in August. At least here in Texas, they're doing 2-a-days. So you're going to have, yeah. So you're going to have to make time, but if you mark it now, you'll be able to join us and it will be wonderful. Absolutely wonderful for Jubilee year. So have a beautiful week. You guys, thanks so much for coming and for doing this. And we would just love to hear from any of you. I know Jacine and Jen would love to hear as well. Just drop us a line and let us know. Is there something you'd love to hear us talk about? Is there a struggle that you have that we could help with? Because we're all here and we're ready to serve. So just let us know. And thanks for coming. And thanks, you guys. Jacine, Jen, you guys are great.
Welcome. See you guys.
See you soon.
I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me.
Hey, thanks for joining us today in A Creator-Based Life. I hope you felt that compassion, mindfulness, and hope you came seeking today. You can find more of it at cmhcoaching.com or on Linktree/CMHcoaching. Of course, any social media outlet, we're there too. Because you felt the benefit and light in this message, please invite those you care deeply about to join us. Help us to create a ripple effect across the globe of compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Then we can create a creator-based life together. Have a great week, y'all. We'll talk to you soon.
Choose a better way with every little thought I think. And if I wake up with a bad attitude, I just fill my mind with gratitude. I give thanks for everything with every little thought I think. I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day I pave the way with every little thought I think. Day by day I pave the way with every